Got a bit of a fun video excited for you guys today. I've done something similar in the past, but I figured it would be a good time to do it because it's almost the end of 2025. Not sure where this year went, but I've done this quite a few times, so I figured it would be a good time to actually just kind of do an overhaul and break down our entire business model, right? We've made some changes this year. We've made some tweaks this year. We've made some adaptions. Realistically, our core business has not changed, so I figured I would shoot you guys a video and kind of talk about and go over all of the moving parts of our business as of right now. That way you guys can actually get clear on what you guys should be doing in your online business. I tried my best not to leave any detail out. Going to be pretty short and concise though, and run through literally all of the actual moving parts of our seven-figure business as of right now, and give you guys a representation of the flow. For those of you guys that have watched my videos in the past, you know that me and Flip are all about simplicity. We're all about non-complex BS and keeping things to a minimum. And this will be no different. So let's dive in and get into it. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about the 4 pillars of our seven-figure business. 2025 variation. Now, in my personal opinion, every single business model is using these 4 pillars to some extent, and they are interchangeable. This is just what we've used for the last few years. Realistically, since 2021, done about $2 million between myself and my business partner following this. Clients have also done over $4 million following our process. So why deviate if it's working? Okay. So you have your 4 main pillars. You got number 1, attention, nurturing, conversions, and then retention and scaling. A lot of people want to worry about this way too soon. They want to worry about scaling way too soon. Can't scale a business that does not exist. So we usually have our clients run through these 3 main pillars first, because this is what most people are actually going to need to worry about to get started. But I'm going to break down where all of our attention is and where all of our focus is in 2025. And I also created another variation that breaks down the actual flow of our business, what that actually looks like, right? So our main places for pillar number 1, attention, our main traffic sources, all of our focus, Facebook profiles and TikTok. Okay, that's where most of our attention has came from the last few years. Realistically, I think a lot of people end up spreading themselves too thin and trying to get good at too many places. So those have been our main mediums for attention for years. Okay, that's kind of realistically where we started to see success was on Facebook and TikTok. I know Facebook's super hot right now. We've been primarily using Facebook as the main medium for business since 2021, and then TikTok because TikTok's cool, right? Miscellaneous traffic sources. Okay, we do post on these. Full transparency, we use a tool that automatically repurposes our content everywhere, but I don't spend any time on these. Okay, like I probably have 8,000 followers on Pinterest, but I cannot tell you the last time I've even checked my notifications on Pinterest, because if you don't make it into pillar number 2 with us, I don't care. Okay, I'm not spreading myself thin trying to master all of these other platforms we're posting content on. I'm not trying to optimize my content to perform good on those. I am literally putting most of my attention into Facebook and TikTok. So is Flip, and that's where almost all of our attention actually goes, right? So we're utilizing the other traffic sources as like, if they work, great. If they don't really care, okay? So we do repurpose all of our content automatically over here, which is kind of ironic because you're probably watching this video on YouTube right now, but that's where our main focal points are, okay? Like we tell all of our clients, pick, a platform that you actually enjoy consuming content on and use that as your main place. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to get really good at 7 different platforms, right? It's going to be way more, you're going to have way more results in your business if you can actually like get some really good skills at creating content on Facebook or creating content on TikTok, or, growing your following and engagement on Pinterest or Instagram, right? There's nothing wrong with any of these platforms. It's just a matter of rallying your focus. Okay, so that's kind of a breakdown of everything in our attention phase. We might start mixing in some paid ads coming later in this year, some retargeting ads and stuff like that, but that's not a main focus right now. Pillar number 2, okay, we got our main nurturing processes. All of our focus, we got one free school group. We made this change earlier this year. Actually, we closed down a school group of about 1,300 people and went all in with one community and basically turned it into a freemium style group, a free/paid. So it is free to join. There's a ton of free information in there. There's like literally more free info inside of our program, inside of the free community, than there is in a lot of these paid products right now. And we did that intentionally, right? So we got MISC low ticket offers. We have, a few different low ticket offers inside of the free community, but we also look at these as nurturing vehicles, not necessarily ways to generate cash. Obviously, if you're selling a $5 product, making, $10,000 a month is very unrealistic for most people, unlike what the gurus will tell you. Okay. So that's how we're nurturing as well, which then all intertwines into other products, right? Then we have community content. We do written posts, we do lives. We're doing a free training this Friday, breaking down how we took a brand new digital product to $30,000 profit in about 6 weeks. So that's kind of the kind of stuff that we share in the actual content. And then again, we have the actual free program A to Z. Now, this was a crazy change we made earlier in, I think it was April-ish, maybe March. We actually made an absolutely wild change. And the reason we did this is because I'll be transparent with you guys. For years in online business, in the online business landscape, there was not very many people talking about communities. Okay. Flip and myself taught group growth and monetization, and that was like our main forte and main mechanism for monetizing and making money online and building an online business. And for years, there was really only one other program that taught community, and that was Clients and Community. And they taught ads and sales calls, and we kind of did the opposite. It was short form video content to community to Google Docs to close sales. So we had a different distinction. And then last year, Alex Hormozi invested in school, and now everybody and their mother is talking about groups. Okay. So we made a change in our business because it's not a sexy thing for us to sell group growth and monetization as our main offer, which it has been for years, right? We've sold a program 780 times at a minimum of $1,000 for our main program, Group Juice, which was all about, growing and monetizing a community of your own. And, in a very saturated market around community, it's not a sexy angle, right? It's not sought after anymore because everybody's talking about it. Literally everybody and their mother is a community expert now. Because they're all, following each other and they're all adapting, which I love to see, mind you, right? Like we genuinely believe that community is the key to long-term success online. But we had to make some tweaks to continue to stand out, right? So basically what we did is we essentially started giving away our entire process away for free around group growth, monetization, growing, setting up, building a personal brand. Like 90% of the product that we've sold hundreds of times for $1,000 is literally free when you join our group, which I'll talk about the change we made after that. And then we have miscellaneous nurture process, email lists, and automation. Now we do have a couple automations, email lists, things that fire when people come into our group, but I'll be fully transparent with you. Like these aren't our main focus. I know there's like email list kings and queens and automation savants and all that type of stuff. That's just not the way that we run business. Like we put very minimal energy into automation. Okay. That's our business really doesn't even require a ton of automation because there's very minimal moving parts. And I know this looks like a lot on the screen, but I'm trying my best to list out literally everything, like the fine, detailed stuff. So even a novice email marketer probably has better open rates or emails or anything like that compared to us because that's not where our attention is. Same with like Instagram. I'm not saying Instagram doesn't work, but like I can't tell you that I can help you generate $1 million from Instagram because I can't even crack 1,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, so it's just a matter of having your focus and becoming an expert at something specific, and we're really good at turning communities into sales machines. That's our main forte. So, yeah. Anyways, so pillar number 3 is the conversions, okay? Where we make sales. This is where the money is actually made, where a lot of people want to like jump to, right? I need to make money. This is how we convert all of our sales, okay? Main sales process, all of our focus. This has been our process for years. We've closed probably coming up on 5,000 deals without a single sales call, with products as much as $8,500, $1,000 a month sales, $1,000 sales, $2,000 sales. Like, we don't do sales calls, period. That's not a part of our process, which is kind of the opposite of what a lot of the market does. Run a survey, run a funnel, get them on a strategy session and pitch them as fast as possible. And we don't do calls. Like, we started our business to be home with our kids, not sit on Zoom all day and, convince people to buy our products. Okay. If you aren't ready to buy, or you are, you need more, you have a ton of objections. Realistically, a lot of times you haven't consumed enough content from us, and we're not going to twist your arm. Like, you either want to work with us or you don't. It's all good either way. If I have to convince you to buy, I'm going to have to convince you to do the work. So we don't do sales calls, strategy sessions. We do DMs and Google Docs, have for years. When we did have our groups on Facebook, last year we closed down our Facebook groups of around 8,600 people and went all in with school. And, now a lot of our sales are on school DMs, but before that it was in Facebook Messenger. So that's where literally most of our sales come from. And I will say this is probably the easiest part, because we lean very heavy into a deep nurturing process, right? The more content that your audience consumes from you in this number 2 pillar, the easier the sales actually become, right? You'll have people coming to you, ready to buy. Like, we had a $10,000 week last week in our business, and most of the sales were like, hey, saw this thing and I'm ready. Can you send me the link to pay? There's no song and dance. There's no, trying to convince them that I'm not a douchebag or whatever. They just come in ready. Okay. So main offers, products. Now, this is the 2 products that we're primarily promoting inside of our business right now. The main 2 offers. This is the Community Cash Machine, is the new variation to Group Juice that we created. And we had to do this because the free program, where we were like what I was just mentioning, where we had to start giving away, we essentially started giving away about 90% of our process completely for free. We needed a new angle to sell our $1,000 offer, which is the Community Cash Machine, which is basically a 3-day live event, which reveals like how to craft an offer, whether you have a digital product, coaching package, you're selling somebody else's product, whatever, it doesn't really matter. We show you how to position your offer in a way that is unique to you. Then we show you how to install a mini course inside of your community that will start onboarding sales and produce sales opportunities for you daily. And then we covered how to actually launch, put that thing into existence, the content to promote, the way to run your lives, how to actually format your entire business into a lean machine that is, a community cash machine, essentially. So how to go from turning your group into a free community to an actual tool and a mechanism that actually just produces sales for you, right? So that is one of the main mechanisms that we're using to sell. Okay, the Community Cash Machine. And we created that because being in a market where everybody's talking about groups, selling people on the idea of starting a group is already very prevalent. Everybody's doing it. So we changed the front end of our product to be more focused on monetizing a group you already have. So if they already come into our world with a group, we can show them the process we've used to turn our free groups into about $2 million in sales. Or if they don't, they can just take our free program right here to set up their community, set up their business, and then they can come work with us on actually monetizing their business. Okay. So it's all about giving people the next thing that they need. Okay. So, and then product number 2, this is a new one. We launched this about 6 weeks ago ish. And this offer's already done about $30,000 profit. And this is essentially just a new version of our coaching program. For the last few years, we've been very focused on, building front-end products, building front-end offers, building, ecosystems and communities and all this type of stuff. And we made a pretty big mistake in business. Like, we've run a coaching program for years. We charge clients anywhere from, $250 a month all the way up to $1,000 a month, depending on the package that they purchase. But the problem with this is this thing got way too big. Okay. So our coaching program got absolutely monster, like 2,000 hours of trainings and a template and a strategy and a resource for literally everything we've done in our business. Because we ran structured trainings every single Thursday, and we have been since 2022. And they'd go for 2 to 3 hours, and we messed up because it became way too big. So we were having clients coming in who were purchasing this program from us. And where do I start? They open up this course portal and there's 2,000 hours of content, and it's like a bad customer experience. So we launched the AI Accelerator, and we're still building it and perfecting it and refining it. But we essentially launched the AI Accelerator to package all of the information and all of the strategies and templates and frameworks and posts and everything we've created into our coaching program and put them into custom built AI tools that give you personalized feedback, right? So instead of you going into a training and trying to figure out where you need to start, we built, I think, 7 different GPTs that literally will give you content plans. It will write your offers. It will do scripts, conversations, the whole shebang. The core of our business just built into tools that actually give you personalized feedback, right? In full transparency, we didn't have to make this change in our product. And I'm not saying this to sound egotistical, mind you, I'm really not. This offer, Core Accelerator, has made us over 6 figures every year since 2022. And we could just keep it exactly how it is and call it a day and keep selling it. But we wanted to rebuild it to create a better customer experience. Because realistically, the more that we can help people win, the more results that we can help clients get, the better off our business is going to be in the long term. And that's the entire goal of this game anyways. If you're not helping clients win and you're not serving people on a deeper level than just serving the number in your bank account, then why are we really playing this game, right? So that's our main 2 offers. Obviously, we'll kind of meet the customer where they're at depending on what they want. But those are the 2 kind of pathways that we're recommending as of right now: Community Cash Machine, AI Accelerator. And again, both of these offers come with high levels of support. We're not the types of guys that sell you something and ghost you. Community Cash Machine comes with, I think, 5 calls a month. And then, AI Accelerator comes out to 2 calls a week. Okay. So as well as one-on-one and then personalized feedback and support on literally everything you're doing, where this is more of a little bit more of a self-paced style product. And then the AI Accelerator is more of a done with us. Okay. Right. So we will literally be in your back pocket. So those are our 2 main offers. Mixed sales processes, minimal focus, content looping. And what I mean by that is running a training in our group and then putting a link to an offer on that post. Okay. Sometimes sales do trickle in that way, but it's not a main focus. We like to take a little bit more control of the sales, take a little bit more control of, talking to that person and getting the offer in their hands versus just posting a link and hoping they buy. Okay. Then we got pillar number 4, which again, some of you guys might not have this in your business, but retention and scaling. So main retention processes, all of our focus, almost all of our actual core offers have recurring elements inside of them. Community Cash Machine is $950 a year. AI Accelerator is $2,000 a year as of right now, $1,000 for 6 months, which we will be doubling the price within the next couple weeks. So every offer that we kind of run has some type of recurring element inside of it. And then our retention strategies are high-end consulting, which in all honesty, it's just the same program as our Core Accelerator, our coaching program. It just gives more proximity, right? So we will, do monthly one-on-one calls with you. We'll actually open private threads where it's just me, you, and my business partner, and we'll build everything with you every step of the way, as well as include some types of done-for-you services, whether this is setting up your systems, writing your offers, building out mini courses. We'll just start doing some of the actual core parts of the business for you. Okay, so that's the 4 pillars, and then we got scale. Okay, can't English as per usual. So minimal focus, and again, this isn't coming. This is coming. We haven't actually started doing this yet, and that's paid ads. Okay, we will probably end up in the next few months running some pretty aggressive paid ads, and realistically, we'll probably just end up using the same flow and just utilizing paid ads like this, right? So not really deviating the process. When we do start using paid ads, it will just be to feed more people through pillar number 2. Okay, and then we'll just use the current system that we got to already make it make sense. Okay, so the flow broken down into detail. Okay, so this is a little bit of a visual representation, and I wanted to kind of break this down for you guys to actually get a visualization of what this flow looks like. I will say, if you guys have not done this in your business, I highly encourage you guys to. I know it can seem boring or mundane, but it can really help with clarity and, you know, identifying where things in your business are breaking. Because, you know, if we're not getting any people into our sales process, like, we can look at what we're doing before that and see what's going wrong. Okay, so take some time, take an hour, take 45 minutes to map out all of the moving parts of your business and get extremely clear on where your focus is at. Okay, this is a lesson that I learned from one of my mentors that I worked with for a very long time. He always had us do this, and I've done it many times at this point. Okay, so pillar number 1 over here, we got broad content on social media. You can't create content outside your niche. I literally post whatever the hell I want. I do, you know, humor content, dad content, business content. Like, literally, I post whatever the hell I want, because the goal is to just get attention. Okay, primary focus, again, TikTok and Facebook profiles. Repurpose content, but no focus on every platform, right? Again, I already mentioned that, but reiterating. Okay, so then all traffic, all the attention is centralized into a single free/paid group. And what I mean by that is the group is 100% free to join. There's just certain elements inside of the group that are paid. Okay, so like, this means all my content, all my social media, everything that I'm doing on social media, this is where you start. You start in my group. That's it. There's no other option. Okay, you come into my community. Like I was mentioning earlier, if you don't come into my group and you see me on Pinterest, like, I'm probably never responding to you because I'm not worried about checking the comments over there. That's not where my attention is at. Like, so all centralized into a single nurturing process. Okay, I'm not trying to spread them to, you know, this group and that group and everywhere else. Like, I'm centralizing all of the traffic into a single place. Okay, then we run a 30-day email sequence. In full transparency, the email sequence just points people back to the 15-part program. And then I'll do occasional broadcasts that loop people back to the content we're posting inside of the group. So the main things inside of the community, the free 15-part program that reveals our entire multi-million-dollar business model using community, right? It's not a marketing angle. Like, you can literally come in and set up your business in a matter of weeks and literally start making sales. And it's our program is completely for free. Like, you can just go into our group and just start right now. And we did that on purpose. Okay. Then we got community content, lives, trainings, written posts. As an example, we're doing a live this Friday, diving deep into some tactics around how we've, you know, took a brand new offer and produced $30,000 profit. We actually got paid $30,000 profit to create the product. We started getting paid before we ever even recorded a thing, right? So we'll do things like that inside of the group, and then everything loops back to DM conversations, right? Where we'll talk to people, we'll see where they're at. We'll also create content that's like, hey, if you want some information on XYZ, drop a comment, we'll send you a message. And then we just chat with them, right? Like, hey, I saw you were interested in XYZ. Is that something you want to check out some more information on? They either say yes or they say no. Either way, it's all good. And depending on the individual, we send them one of 2 Google documents. We send them either the Google document on the community cash machine, or we send them the document for the AI Accelerator. All depends on the individual, right? If they're fairly new, brand new to online business, a lot of the times we'll start them with this. If they're highly motivated, we'll start them with this, right? It just depends on the actual person. It's not super black and white. Anybody who tells you online business is very black and white is feeding you some hot garbage. But that's pretty much the entire flow of our business right now, right? So we got our content, funnels people into our free group. We got a very deep value process inside of our free group, basically breaks down our entire business model. Then we entice people and prompt people to start DM conversations with us. And then we close the deals via Google Documents, okay? And that's realistically all we're doing in our business right now. Right? It's realistically all we've been doing in our business since 2021. right? Short form video, Facebook profile content, generating attention, centralizing all of that traffic into one main place to actually create depth in your audience, relationships with your audience, and then utilizing a single process to actually convert those people into sales. Whether you're using sales calls, strategy sessions, whatever, doesn't really matter. We use DMs and Google Docs to convert sales. So that's realistically the main pillars that we're using in business and have been using for quite a long time. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, roast me in the comments about it or whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next video.